So we'll be styling the we'll be styling it now. So I'm going to use internal styling for now, but I will now move everything to external as we proceed. Okay, so style. All right, so body sizing, box, something we call box. So I'm going to do star. When you do star like this, you are saying, you are referencing. When you put star under style, we've not used it before, you are referencing the body. Like, this should be applicable to the whole page. All right, so box sizing to help us size it. So we're going to use border box, so it will be applicable to the whole page. So you can read more about what box sizing is. Like, you should start learning how to Google about things you don't understand. So as I proceed, as I teach, if there's something you need to ask question of, you cannot ask me question now, unless maybe you want to reach out to me on Twitter. You can as well go online to go and read up about what those things means. So then body, specifically this is body, so it will be specific to the body. This is from anything from this section. That is where we mean body. All right, but this would apply to everything on the page, everything on this page. So I think we should even put this. Okay, let's keep going. So body now. So font, let's decide the font family we want to use. You can decide any font family of your choice. So so let me use this. All right, so let me style the header section. Header, same way, let's style the header section. So background color, I can change this as we proceed. So let me just make the background this 666. All right, yeah, that's like a gray for the header section. All right, so then we'll go to padding. So this padding will be applicable to all round padding. That's 30 pixel. 30 pixel. So then text align. I want the text on the header to be centralized. Text align. So I'm going to say center or justify. Okay, maybe I should just use center. You should push it to the center. Then font size. So I'm deciding the font size for everything that will be on the header. So I want it to be 30 pixel. 30 pixel. All right, then I want the color of the text here to be white. Don't forget the background is gray, so when the color is white, it comes out a bit more sharper and clean. So so that is that for styling the header section. So let's now style the navigation. Now that is here, you would continue to see things you've not seen before. I mean, new things that you've not seen before. So new styling that you've not seen before, rather. So navigation now. So now you will create navigation float. We are floating navigation to the left. That means the navigation, nothing should stay by the left side of it. It's going to be at the left side of the page. No other thing stays at the left side of it. So that's the navigation. You will see. So our navigation on the sidebar will be like a sidebar. It's going to be like at the left side of the application. So you can put navigation also on your header, as the case may be. So I will give you that assignment as part of your work to do. So float left, then the width. We want to make the size of the nav bar to be very small. So you're just going to make it at 5 pixel. So because it's going to be a sidebar, the navigation will be a sidebar. So we'll make the width to be 35 pixel. Then the height, let's make it maybe 200 pixel. So if it is too short, we'll come and increase it. Then next thing is I'm going to height. Then the next thing is for us to add background, to give a background to the navigation. So let's give it a background color of something close to something close to this one, but it's a bit lighter than the header. So then the padding should be 20 pixels. So all of these things we will still change it when we look at it. If it doesn't make sense, we will change them. So that is for the navigation. So the UL, those are the UL inside the navigation. So we need to also style it. So we are saying navigation UL. So this will only pick the UL inside navigation. So if there's any other UL that's on another list on the page, this UL will not be applicable to them. It will only be applicable to the UL inside the navigation. That is here, this UL. So we'll style the UL. So we can still come back to this UL later to kind of restyle it, and as we proceed. So list style type. So because it's on another list, it's going to bring dot beside it. It's going to be dot, but we don't want that dot to be there. Okay, maybe I should just leave this for now, and let me save it. Let me go to the browser so that we can look at how the page looks like. Okay, so let me quickly do something. Let me try to see. Don't remove it in your own, but I want us to return back to a default so that we can look at how the page looks like and how this styling will make a difference on the pages. So let me come back here and change this to, instead of class now, I'm going to edit it to profile web, because that's the name of the folder, profile web. All right, good. So this is how it looks like, all right, before we start styling it. You understand? So I want you to actually see the difference between when it is like this and when we apply style. So let me Ctrl-Z and return back what we used to have. Okay, so as you can see here, all the lists have dot in beside them. So I don't want those dots to be there. So that is why we are coming with this. Okay, so UL. So I want to add list style type. I want to make it none. So that dot beside it will not be there. So if I go back now, just look at the transformation that will happen to this web page. Okay, all right. So as you can see, this is the personal profile. I think that speaks to the header, this header section, personal profile. That's why you have it this big. Can you see? So just leave all of this. We'll come to them later. Then okay, so the navigation width is 35 pixels. That width, it is still on each other now. It's still sliding with the I'm going to increase the width, all right, to, we will not get everything clear and okay. So let's just continue to resolve the issues. Okay, so it's pushing now. So I want to do it such that all of this will be inside. So I can still increase the width of the navigation to let's say 150. So just let's keep going. All right, so it's inside now. All this, they are all inside. So it's inside the navigation. All those lists are now inside the navigation. So padding. Okay, so let's continue styling. So let me put the padding of this to be 0. That means we don't want any padding for the UL. So let's see if it's going to make any sense. All right, so it has helped us to push this inside. So can you see now that? So we can now reduce the width again to, let's say, 100 to see if it's going to yeah, I think it's a bit okay now. So look at this one is now looking very close to what a sidebar should look like. All right, this is now what a sidebar should look like. So, and these are links that we can click and it will take us to different pages. All right, so we should proceed with the styling. We are not done. So the article now, this article section, we need to also style the article section. Article, we need to style it. So we're going to float it also to left. So it will take the left of wherever it is. Then we're going to put a padding of 20 pixel. 20 pixel. You know that initially here is too close to the navigation section. It's too close, so that padding will help us to push it away a bit. If I refresh now, can you see? So it has changed. Look at where the footer is. Don't worry, we'll bring the footer down later. So look at how everything is changing. It's taking shape gradually. The padding has come by the side 20. It also has a padding up 20, and that is why you see everything. And because we float it to the left, automatically this one comes beside it. So it's pushed to the left and it brings this one up here. If you look at where we were initially, before we did the floating and padding, I want us to see the difference. So before we did the floating, all right, can you see? This one is already floating. This section is already floating to the left. So this one is not floating anywhere, and this one is not. Both of them, they are not floating anywhere. So the moment I put float left to this, automatically it pushes this to the left, and this one come to the side. So that's the work of floating. Okay. So padding 20 pixels. So it makes it good. So our site is now taking a little bit of shape. So you see the advantage of using float now. So the way it has helped us to structure it. So that's the way you can use float to do so many things. Then padding. Okay, so that is that for article. So then width. I'm going to talk about the width now. So this width now, we're going to say 70%. All right, I've explained the difference between using pixel and percent. When you say 70%, you are saying the width should take the 70% of where it is going to find itself. So we are saying the width, the article now, should take the 70% of the section. That's where it's finding itself. That's 70% of the external element. But if it is just pixel that we are using, so I can even say this one should take 30%. 30% of where it's finding itself. They are all inside the section. So if you say this one is 30% and this one is 70%, that is 100%. So they can stay side by side comfortably. So let me see if that is going to make any difference. Okay, so as you can see now, this from here to here is 30% of the element. Then from here to here is 30%, and it has pushed this one down because this one is 30, this one is on 70. That is 100%. So this copyright section can no longer stay on the side by side beside because they've occupied 30% of it. So, but of course, this is too big for us. So we might have to change it from. We might have to resort back to just 30 pixel and make this one 70%. So if we refresh, oh, okay. What just happened? Okay, so I think that's 100 pixel. Okay, yes. All right, so we're back. So 100 pixel of that. So width 20, padding is 20 pixel. I think work experience. So that work experience, I want it to be long. So let me increase the width of the to 150%. So let's see. Okay, so I think it's okay like this. Then that work experience, I want it to be by the side. Just brought it under. So let's continue. Everything will take shape as we keep styling it. So width is 70%. So should we put a background color to it? No. So let's put the height to be 300 pixel. I think we put the height of navigation to be 200. So let's do this one 300 pixel. So it's not going to make any difference because it's just the height that we are talking about. So if we put border now to this, if we put border to let's add border to the article. Border, let me put solid. Okay, 2 pixel, I think solid. Then I think color, I can put the color to be I just want us to see. Let me see if it's going to come up. All right, so you can see the section. This is the section for the for the for the article. So let me just leave it there so that we can use it to differentiate it. So as you can see, the height is 300 pixel. From here to here is 300. So if I increase it now to 500, it will increase. It will increase the length here. Can you see it has jumped down? So that's what I mean. So we don't necessarily need to height to be as long as that. Then let me just leave the border now so that we can always see the difference. So let's now style section itself. So the section, we're going to say section after. So you can read up about what all of these things mean. So after means after the section, what should happen? So we're going to say the content. Like this is the first time I'm using most of these things. So these things are dynamic and they are changing. So your learning will continue to change as things come up. So I'm going to say display, make it display like a table format of display. Then clear both. So that means I don't want anything to be by the side of my section area. As you can see that the footer is by the side here. It's by the side of this section. So the moment I say clear both, clear now both, this clear both, it makes sure both sides, nothing stays at the side of it. Can you see? Automatically it pushes this down because we say we don't want anything to be by the side. And this one is at the side. That's the meaning of clear both. If I remove that clear both now and just display table, you see it will return back to the side. But the moment I said clear both, all right, automatically it's saying that both sides, I don't want anything to stay at any side of the section, so it removes it. So now let's tie the footer. All right, so this footer now will make the background, maybe we should make the background same as that of the header so that it can have the same cool. So let me just copy this background. Let me just make it the padding is too much. Let me make it 10. So text align center. Okay, font size 30, color white. So let's take a look at how it's going to be. Okay, so copyright. So our website is taking shape. It's looking a bit more beautiful. So this is the header section, which has my profile. This is the navigation. This here is the article, and this here is my footer, as you can see. So then we can, so that's for the footer section. Padding 10 pixel, color white, text align also. So okay, so we now want to style if the moment we reduce the size of the page. Now take a look at this page. If I decide to reduce the size of the page like this, as you can see, like this, you see now, you see. So I've reduced the size and see how everything has flowed into each other. So it is not it's not mobile responsive now. So let's proceed to how we can make it a bit mobile responsive. So, and that is why we'll come here and say at media. So when the media element screen, that's the screen, when the media, that's the device I'm using to access it, has a maximum width of 600 pixel. So 600 pixel, when it has a maximum width of 600%. So we are turning the we want to do something to make the navigation, nav, and article. Okay, we want both of them to be, we want the width to take 100%, to be 100%. So this is like a conditional statement. If the width is 600 pixels, so say 100. All right, then height, we make the height auto, so the height is going to be automatic. So do I put height for the article? Let me check if I put height for the article. Okay, so I think we need to remove the height for both article and navigation now, so that let's remove height for article and also height for navigation. All right, so let's take a look at the browser again and see things that will change. All right, so let me see too if the responsiveness will happen. All right, can you see the moment I push it, it becomes responsive? Can you see? So it can't go beyond this. The other time, everything jam on each other. So now the website is mobile responsive. So if somebody is checking from a mobile app, for instance, it will automatically structure it. It makes this as the header. See how you just push this up and everything is now mobile responsive. So that's how to make your website. So when you are looking at a website from your mobile phone and when you are looking at it from your web browser, your laptop, that is how to actually make it responsive. So let me remove this again so that we can see the difference in what we've done and we can be able to appreciate it. So if I refresh it, see everything is scattered. In fact, this is even a bit more better than it was initially. The other time when I left the height, so this one was floating inside the footer. So as you can see now, it's not mobile responsive. But the moment that is back, this is back, that's this, then you have it mobile responsive. Beautiful. It's now mobile responsive. So that is as simple as that. So what we now need to do is to create other pages and make this one a link. Then on other pages we would have most of these things put in place. So we'll get back to this as we proceed.